Yeah. If you're having sex outside of your species, yes, you can. Yes, you can alter and change your bloodline. But I would say this to y'all. Listen, let me just say this when it comes down to sex. If you have sex with your partner every day, a man is going to get bored of it. He will get bored of it way faster than you, sister. This is why you had a circadian. This is why you have a rhythm to your reproduction cycle. You can only get pregnant 7 to 10 days. There is only a 7 to 10 day window that you can get pregnant. So that should be your 7 to 10 days that you should be sexually active. Now, I'm not saying anyone, you with your spouse, you want to do it more, knock out, rock out. I'm just saying to you, if the way that we should live and how we should be living is in our DNA, in order for us to correct the mistakes that we are doing out here today, we have to tap back into that and become disciplined with our DNA. We have a group of women that want to live that DNA says that they can only get pregnant during this time. And then you have a group of women that want to live like males. They want to have the male DNA strand. The male DNA strand says that he should procreate in his lifetime. He can procreate once a male start being able to reproduce, he can reproduce from the time he's living all the way 6 days after he's 6 feet under. A woman, you only have a certain amount of window that you can reproduce. You only have a certain amount of window. But we have women out here moving with female genetic information, but with the consciousness of a male. That's destroying our race. And then you have boys out here that are moving like what you would call the male dog. Now I'm gonna tell you, there's a reason why, or the Black Panther. This is why they gave you the Black Panther. So let me give you the Black Panther instead of the male dog. The Black Panther, the only time the Black Panther and the female panther get together is doing fucking. He don't even kill and he don't even kill food. He don't even hunt for his family. He don't even spend time with his children. You can look this up for yourself. A Black Panther is an aggressive, isolated animal. It doesn't like to be alone. It doesn't like to be with anyone. The only time a male and a female Black Panther get together is to reproduce. And she goes her way, and he goes his way. Now you tell me, do that look like us in our community?
Wow. I didn't even know that about the Black Panther. I didn't even know that. Wow.
Refused to give you a lion. They gave you the Black Panther and gave you women with the Black Panther that represent the Lion Kingdom. Because if you look at the Black Panther, show me one male that was fighting for the Black Panther. He had a bunch of females that was guarding him. The same thing with a male lion. But they gave you a Black Panther because if I dressed him up as a male lion, oh shit, it's going to start to unlock certain codes of memory of DNA. Bam! Not going to do that. I'm going to keep giving you the Black Panther.
Damn, brother. Okay. You ain't come to play today, huh? You ain't come to lie. You ain't come to play today, Kala. Okay, Kala.
All right, y'all, my brothers. Man, I appreciate you bringing me on your platform, man. You don't even understand. I thank you for this, my brother. I truly do. I truly do. Like I've been watching your videos. I watched you and the other brother the other day. Like it's certain people that I want to sit down with off camera and just talk fucking genetics with. That's all I want to do. It's certain people that I just want to do that with, and other people I don't have nothing to. But it's just certain people and 2 or 3 brothers that you had on your show that I would love to just sit down for hours.
You ever heard of the brother Yaki?
Yes, I have heard of that brother, and I respect that brother. That brother. Yes, I do. I surely do. And that's one of the brothers that I would want to sit down and just speak about genetics with. I would just want to talk about genetics because you know why? His mind is far beyond the minds of a human on this planet. So he's going to understand when I ask him a question, he's going to understand where that's coming from. You understand what I'm saying?
Deeply into that shit. And I could get so deep, like in a barbershop. They'll tap me, it's my turn. I can't just get up and turn. I'm literally sleeping. I would experience paralysis. So that same paralysis that people complain about, I could go that deep and be aware where I would literally have sleep paralysis if I tried to move. So I know how to consciously call myself back, wait for my spirit to get, because your spirit is what animates you. You're still alive because it's cut to the core, but it's actually in the astral world.
So what do you recommend when you have the sleep paralysis? Like for people, just
try not to get up. Just if you're aware enough, lay your ass there because it's going to be struggling. What happens is you come back into awareness in layers. So your consciousness comes back before everything comes back. So you're up and aware, and then you try to do what you do, but you're not totally back yet. And you can't move because your spirit is what animates you. So when you die, your spirit leaves and it lives in the astral world. It can come to earth, that because it's the same thing. The astral world is more etheric, but earth is more material. So that's why we can call spirits, give shit to spirits, physical things. We're in a symbiont relationship. This is not really your true high self. It is what the creator made to actually fool you. It's the dream world. When you check out the Gnostic shit, they'll tell you that the creator that they're calling God, like I said, it depends on what God that dude is talking about. You feel what I'm saying? Because there's an evil lesson. Like in Gnostic thought, there's the one true God. And he created 8 deities under him. Loose to run through the story real quick. The lowest deity was the Great Mother, Sophia. So the Great Mother Sophia couldn't see above her. And ego took a play. So she had a baby without the Holy Divine Spirit, recognized it, threw it in the abyss, Yaldabaoth. And of course, he seen what was happening as the mythology goes. He seen what was happening above his head, recreated it his best he could. For the firmament to rest his feet, he created earth, and to rest his head, he created the astral world. So what they're saying, where he controls your dreams, this creator that everyone's given, he needs this to unfold and look at himself and all that bullshit shit. In a way, that's true, but they're still attributing it to someone outside of you. You came here to do that for you. And we don't want to take, it's everything not to take responsibility. I'm doing this for somebody. I'm on a mission. Wait a minute. So this creator God sent you down here, GMO food? When are we going to say, what if this is a fucking prison and what we teach is the escape path? What point do we accept that shit? We look for everything to say there's somebody running the show that knows more than us. We don't trust it. We don't trust in our divine mind. The fucking mind is all. Show me in the laws of Tahuti where they said, well, we just working something out for God. When did it show me the Egyptian text that says that? Because we have to go to that because that's most of the writing. But I don't know. I don't remember the Sumerian text saying that. Show me in the ancient text. That's later day shit. And I get the concept. You'll see that in Kabbalah more than anything. That's a Kabbalistic thing. But the Kabbalah is talking about the creator. Because the creator of the trees, or the understanding of the trees, let's say that, the creator of the front tree, the tree of life, where the Sephiras hang as fruit, is by the demiurge and the creator God. Behind that tree that pushes it forth is the Kalipoth. And that's the true tree that pushes light out of darkness. Out of darkness comes light. One of the first things Bobby Hemmett told me before I started speaking, this ain't about no dark side shit. I've never come out going dark side, nigga, dark side. That became a religion. I helped to stop that shit because it's out of darkness comes light. The darkness is that ignorance in you, and it must become the light side. I am a light nigga. You know what I'm saying? A nigga of light. And I'm willing to go into darkness to get it because that's where it exists. That's the alchemy. You don't get light from light. You get light from darkness. So why all the Baphomet and the Satan because that's the sciences of the darkness. That's the negative polarity that brings you to the other side of that coin. Positive polarity, Christ. You can't become the Christ until you become the devil, and they're the same thing. And not only that, Brother Phil just got finished explaining that on the last show, the bright morning sun. So if you understand, it's not dark versus light. Dark, just like hot and cold, as I pointed out in the psychomancy, is one thing. It's called temperature. And dark and light is one thing. It's called temperature. Right, it's light, or light. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can look at this. Well, black and white, or dark in illumination, if you want to say. And Brother Phil Valentine pointed out something a long time ago, and niggas should have blew a louder horn to this one statement. You know, Phil, well, beloved, he said, if you're in a room of all white light, you can't see shit either. The end. We tend to think in a room of darkness, that's our problem. But it's the contrast between the two, right, that makes you see. So darkness or light is not a choice. The alchemy is understanding how they mix. In my whole book, I told you how to mix the angels with the Goetia. That's the missing piece. And that's backed up by a white boy who got one of them OTOs for years, named Poke Runyon, which y'all can search on YouTube, where he's like, I'm tired of all the bullshit. I'm gonna give y'all secrets. He was showing all the white chambers in their white robes. But one of the things he said, the key is, he was saying basic shit like, y'all calling spirits and banishing them. Why would you do that after all of that work? He said, if you think you fucking with with the Goetia and you drawing a circle and they staying in it, you a fucking fool. Like, there's motherfuckers who just get it, even some white boys. It's something in you that can see through all the writing, all this philosophy. You got to follow it out. We're doing this for God. So when did you sign up for that? Like, what do you get out of it? After it's all done, where you go? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it just makes more sense when you study all the ancient shit. It's on you. There's no, tell me what you seen in the Matrix that they said we doing this for somebody else. Everything was trying to get Neo to realize what was within. That's what consciousness is. When they say that shit, they make a philosophy, and it's a left-handed way to get you to believe that somebody lords over you still, put you down here, and making you do. You don't even know why you rich merit if you take that thing. Why are you that guy? Why am I this guy? You know what I'm saying? Why am I panicked? So he could see where we gonna kick it once I die. Yeah, boy, Jesus. Man, you had me in some shit. But let me tell you what happened. You know what I'm saying? He can come down like I thought he was God. What happened to that? Where's that philosophy? The know-it-all.
You know, Panic. One thing you said a little while ago, you said my light. You talked about your light being on, and you talked about your stepmother coming to visit you. Right. I want to ask a lot of the powerful people in this world, when they were children, they went through horrific things, molestation, abuse. Let's just use Michael Jackson as an example.
Okay.
Do you think that the people who have the brightest light have the toughest childhoods because entities could see their light? So they're like, oh shit, that motherfucker down there. Oh, I'm going to get this nigga Panic or this nigga Rich. Oh, let's find a way to attach on to his light because this nigga is bright. Does it work like that between the different realms?
Good fucking question, Rich. Your ass is at it. Best at it. Best to ever do this shit. That's the only interview I do with you because you ask shit that's worth a dime.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Out here. Let me tell you. I know this half and half because there's entities that are if you are doing conscious work It's not like they seen you go, yay, Rich, go. I'm on your side, buddy. What they see is you're lining up with a frequency. So they're kind of with you. You understand what I'm saying? For instance, if you wore a bow tie and a suit before you said anything, look at that Muslim nigga. Especially you got papers in your hand. You line up with an energy and there's a spirit around you. He's a Moor. He's a Muslim. If we sat in the back of a lecture, every nigga that walked in, Moor, Muslim, Moor, Nubian, we would just be able to name them based upon the energy around. So you line up with certain energy. The more spiritual work you do, you line up with a certain energy. But now here's this. You also line up with a certain humanity. And the more human you are, there's energy around you that seeks to keep you human because it feeds off of it. So in other words, if you got a chick in the house, you a bad guy or a pimp, and you got a chick in the house, you're going to tell her and do anything to her and show her anything to keep her staying on the street.
Right.
And then there's her mother who's going to knock on the door like R. Kelly, let her out. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going in there and knocking it down. That's an energy that wants to stop it. So there's always this duality energy around you. And your thoughts pull whatever's going to show up. Now, your thoughts, you also, like Michael Jackson, make a choice to get with Joe. Because you may know beforehand. I was talking today about this with B.O.B. There's an intelligence that we deal with before we even get here. That says, okay, I'm going to go down there and be rich. I'm going to choose this as my mother. We're not dealing with time. We know she's going to pass at the age.
Right.
We know she's going to write her book. What's the name of the book again?
Kayla Petey in the Forest.
Kayla Petey in the Forest. Yeah. Kayla Petey in the Forest. Yes. So you've seen all of this, and you know you needed her and your sister in your situation to become rich. Michael Jackson know he needed Joe to become Mike. Yeah. So he chose him as such. So much so Joe said, well, if I beat him, I beat his ass rich. Joe would say that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Now, I do know this, and Tina Turner said it. She embellished. You gotta be real. Each time Mike got into trouble, look at my childhood. You know what I'm saying? I don't think with the boys, just any other Elephant Man Bone trouble. I think all of that was a lie. You know what I'm saying? But so I know it sells too. Because when I used to do that shit, I wasn't beating Tina. But you think that's what an abuser says. Then later Tina came out and said we was fighting each other. It wasn't so much one-handed. She said she came out and said it.
Right.
But she sold that Tina book and restarted her career as, what's love got to do? That corny shit got to do with it. And it really started her shit again, saying how much she overcome with Ike. And Ike is baffled. Like, you would see him in the news, like, what's she talking about? But he didn't have that pizzazz to finesse it. But also know that Ike was a bad motherfucker. Let's just say this real quick. Ike Turner, the three kings that changed the game. Ike Turner, Little Richard, and Chuck, the guitar nigga.
Chuck Berry.
Yeah. Those were considered the three kings. But Ike was vocal. Ike wasn't that nigga. They were trying to bring the white boys into the game, especially from Europe. Eric Clapton and the motherfuckers trying to make them blues kings. And then they brought the Beatles over. They showed in the movie a little bit, but Ike would go in it. That ain't nothing but nigga music slowing down.
Facts.
That ain't nothing. This he's getting at them.
Yeah.
So they got right back at him. So he got a big rep, and things ain't always like they seem. The same thing with Chris Brown. They tried to make him the new Ike Turner, but too much of that story came out where he was actually the one getting his ass kicked. He's the one who she had bite marks, and people were saying, well, she had bite marks. That's defensive shit. Like he's trying to defend himself. He's getting fucked up. So people looked at it different, and he's still existing because they couldn't turn to him. But it needs to be looked at again. So he was a bad motherfucker. I always say that when I get the opportunity.
Right.
So Mike had to be Mike. I went through a lot of abuse, a lot of neglect, a lot of hardship, but I know I wouldn't be panicked without going through it.
Right.
So then see, that's where it comes down to, like, if I am who I say I am and doing what I'm doing, I don't feel I have the right or just, it's not in my thought I'm here because somebody put me here to learn itself. Yes, me. I put me here to learn itself. I'm God. And at the very least, if you can't see yourself like that, your soul, like Odo, Deep Space Nine, connects to that big pool. So, and he would connect with that big pool, download his information, and download information from that pool. When he got out, he knew who he was. He was the man. He found his people, and they were a collective entity that ran the universe. And all it was a big ass lake of knowledge all around the universe. And all they did was send pieces of themselves out. Familiar? Some of us make it back. Some of us take longer times. The conscious ones are the ones next up on the ship. The mothership is coming to pick us up. Consciousness is the beginning of being done with this place. Knowledge, I'm so used to saying consciousness, but knowledge of self is actually how you get out of here. Those dedicated to studying, those dedicated to understanding, especially those abuses, to be able to forgive, release, find compassion. I had to find compassion for my mother. I did that by first looking at her age. She was 18 when she had me. So I started to say, she was 18 when she had me. So I started to say, look at my son, how stupid he is. So it gave me compassion. Then my father was 23. These were kids. So it started the pathway of forgiveness and compassion. So once I had started really finding compassion and work with that, and they're only human. They don't lord over this. They did the best they could, blah, 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 blah. The little basics you start finding forgiveness and then finding healing. That's all in chakra work. And it's all in the heart chakra work. And those are all the attributes you notice of Jesus. Jesus is nothing more than the heart chakra gateway to become the Christ. Right. So healing, compassion, and forgiveness. That's all his attributes that they made a man, but it's actually the attributes of the work that you need to do on the lower chakras in terms of releasing them. It's more detailed, but that's a basic overall of starting the pathway to forgiving those who you think abuse you. Everything is a mommy issue. When you came here